This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
Welcome to today's Talk Business and Politics. I'm Roby Brock. We're glad to have you with us. I've got two people here today to talk to me about gender equity in the workplace. First of all, we have Beth Gorman with the Women's Foundation of Arkansas. She's back. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
All right, Chuck Buttry with Trinity Consultants.
Good to be here.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate you very much. So, Beth, I'll come to you first. Gender equity in the workplace is something we hear about a lot. We talk about it a lot.
Right.
What does the data show us?
So the data shows us that we've got more women than men in the workforce. In Central Arkansas, our workforce is made up of 56% women. However, that's not reflective of what we see when we break down companies and organizations leadership. You see them in a lot of entry-level positions. You see them a lot of the face-to-face workforce. But something happens for women where they just can't get to the next level. Gender equity work is about looking at ensuring that access to growth opportunities is available for all of your employees. Gender equity is basically looking at what are things that are preventing women specifically from growth in the workforce.
Why are you interested in this subject, Chuck?
Well, for us at Trinity Consultants, the timing was really perfect because we were in the midst of a Women in Leadership strategic initiative of our own. So we knew the scorecard would be another great way to evaluate our progress in that area. So we're just really excited to be a part of it. As a company in the highly competitive STEM field, we know it's really important to attract, retain, provide advancement opportunities for qualified women. And our clients, they appreciate the effort too because they're trying to do the same thing. Yeah. So we really appreciated the opportunity to be part of it.
You mentioned the gender equity scorecard. Let's talk a little bit about what that is. Where did it originate from? What does it tell you?
So the Gender Equity Scorecard started with a collaboration with the Clinton School Public Service. We invited a practicum team of students, of graduate school students, to survey women in Arkansas about what are the resources that they're looking for to help them be successful in the workplace. And based on women's responses and strategic interviews, they developed kind of a self-assessment to give to businesses, and it's designed for HR or a head of a company to take, and really it's asking a series of questions about in the field of financial security, financial literacy, mentorship, resources, flexibility in the workplace. These are things that women are saying are of value to them and help them in the workforce, and it allows a company to have a dialogue. Are we doing these things? And if we're doing them well, fantastic, or are there room for growth and opportunity to address some of these things?
Was that the experience that you had when you guys went through the process? Tell me how it played out for y'all.
Yeah, our strategic initiative really showed the same things I think that the scorecard showed. We were doing well in some areas, like flexibility. Other areas we needed some improvement in, like mentoring. And that's why we're actually undertaking an initiative to formalize a mentoring program for women in our company.
Here is some other statistics you didn't throw out earlier here. White women make about 78 cents on the dollar in Arkansas. Asian women, 74 cents on the dollar. African American women, 66 cents on the dollar. Latino and Hispanic women, 53 cents on the dollar. And there's a lower labor participation rate, which some people don't understand. That's the number of people that are actually active in the workforce there. It seems kind of simple to me. You should pay a woman the same amount of money as you pay a man for the same role. Why does this seem to be so complicated and play out in these statistics this way?
Well, and that's interesting. I'm so glad you brought up that it's not just gender, it's race. When you put the gender lens and then the racial lens, you see dramatic disparities in pay. And one of the questions on the scorecard is, do you do actual pay? Every now and then, do you review your pay scale and look at what you're making? Women you see entering and leaving the workforce for a variety of factors. The first one that comes up is, of course, family care. You're taking care of children, you're taking care of parents. It's often the woman that will leave for short duration and then come back, and that impedes her ability to continue on the pay scale ladder.
Right.
But there are other things as well, and it's some things that are, you said that it's simple, but women, we often don't negotiate our salary. And so, I mean, personally, I can say, when I was offered my first salary, I just said, thank you. like, thank you so much.
I said that too, so I don't know if that was gender specific.
But it didn't occur to me to question, you know, what is that going to look like as I continue to grow? Or is there growth opportunity? Didn't have that conversation. Just happy that you wanted me to be here.
Yeah, yeah. So, did you guys find that in those disparities in pay at your operation, or were you a little bit more on the even keel there in terms of equal pay?
We looked at that closely because that was a concern of ours, and we're happy to report that our pay was very equitable across genders for the same job. So we felt like that was one area where we scored well.
Yeah. Where did you see the biggest need for improvement? I'm not asking you to beat yourself up. I'm for educational purposes. Where did you guys see the most room for potential improvement?
Like I mentioned, I think a formal mentoring program for younger professional women in our organization to learn from and be guided by and get tips from more experienced professionals in our company. Even to the point of saying, hey, you can negotiate your salary or your next pay raise.
Right.
That's really where we found that we needed a women's resource group and a mentoring program. And then lastly, some training for the men in the company about unconscious bias, which is a real subtle thing that exists. I think the research shows that. And so we're going to make an effort toward doing some training in that area as well.
Could be a reality TV show in the making, maybe The Office, but not on a comedy scale, you know,
Right.
maybe something along those lines. All right, what do you hope happens with this Equity Workplace initiative?
You know, I hope that Arkansas companies see this as an opportunity, as a competitive advantage. Start this dialogue now internally, identify your strengths and your room for growth. It is, as your point, it's not to beat yourself up about what you're not doing. It's really to identify this is where we could use some more tools and resources. And you know, we hope for our organization that the feedback that we're getting from companies will create more toolkits. But really, it's a way for us to say, Arkansas is actually addressing this head on. And so what we want to see is we want to see companies that are recognizable in Arkansas come out, participate in it. And we want to see other companies like, we got to be doing this too.
Yeah, all right. You can find out more information at womensfoundationofarkansas.org.
That's correct.
Right, all right. Chuck, Annabeth, thank you both for being here.
Thank you,
Appreciate you.
Robbie.
Thank you.
All right. That's all for today's program. I'm Roby Brock. We'll see you next time.
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas. Our 17 electric distribution cooperatives are working day and night to provide reliable, affordable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses, just like yours. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America, moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.